Hi, my name is Beth and I'm the sewing pattern designer and blogger at Sew DIY. Today's video is my monthly vlog for May 2020. Today I'm going to share all the things I was working on in May and give you a little bit of a preview of what's coming next. So the big event for May 2020 and May of every year in the sewing world is of course Me Made May. Every day over on Instagram I've been posting my daily outfits in a flat lace style, and I'll post a little photo here of what I'm talking about. It's a really fun challenge. I like doing it every year. I think this is my 8th year doing it, and I love being able to look back at what I've worn over the years and how that's changed. This year Me Made May has been a little bit challenging. I feel like I'm less inspired to get dressed because I don't have anywhere to go and I'm kind of not allowed to go anywhere, so it's just been a little bit hard to get inspired, but it is really fun to see what everyone else is wearing on Instagram, and especially to see when you guys wear my patterns. So I started out the month sharing a lot of different ways that you can wear my Leela skirt pattern, and I even did a live sew along here on YouTube. It was my first ever live sew along, and I think I'll probably do it again. It was pretty fun. I was just nervous. I didn't know what could happen. Like maybe everything goes wrong and totally mess up, but not too much went wrong. I think it went pretty well, and it was maybe about an hour and a half long, which isn't too bad for sewing a whole skirt. Over on the blog, I also did a couple of style inspiration posts, one about the Leela skirt and one about the lube box dress, or lube box dresses. I'll put links down in the show notes so you can go check out those posts and get some inspiration for making your own skirt or dress. Last week here on YouTube, I shared a video for how to sew French seams. I do it just a little bit differently than other people, and I find that my method really makes it less annoying to do. Often French seams can just be really tedious, so I cut down the steps just enough that you still get really nice accurate French seams, but they're a little less tedious to sew. Earlier this month, my friend Amy Nicole hosted a Restyling at Home challenge. I will link to her. She has an awesome YouTube channel. You should definitely check it out. And I did a refashion on this dress. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this. So it was a dress that was kind of a peasant style, but I just really didn't like it, never wore it. It just I didn't feel good when I wore it. So I made it into a top, and I used the Seamwork Emmy pattern as inspiration for it. And from that pattern, I added hooks and eyes to the front slit and a casing with a little drawstring at the neckline. And then I used that pattern to add bell sleeves. So I really like the change. I still need to hem my bell sleeves, but I did enjoy wearing it, whereas with the dress, it just never really felt right. It was kind of overwhelming. I didn't think it really flattered me that much, so I didn't enjoy wearing it. But this top, I'm hoping that I will get more wear out of, because I do really like the fabric. I just didn't like the style of that dress. So while I was in the refashioning mode at the beginning of the month, I decided I would also alter my tea house dress. I wore it earlier in the month, and it just reminded me that I didn't wear it very much because I didn't like the length. And when I was cutting out the dress originally, I just messed up cutting the length, and I cut it like long enough on the back, but not long enough on the front. And so I just made it the shorter length, but never really liked it. And every time I would put it on, I'd look at it and be like, oh, I thought this was longer. So I had a little bit of the fabric left over and decided I would add a panel on the bottom. So funny thing about this fabric, I got this at the Pendleton store in Portland, where they have leftover fabrics from their manufacturing. And coincidentally, the designer for this pattern lives in Portland, and she uses this exact same fabric for the photos of this pattern, which is probably why it inspired me to use this fabric for this pattern. So when I was talking about altering the dress and adding a panel on the bottom, Peggy, the designer, suggested that for the panel, I use the fabric going in the opposite direction as for the skirt. So it creates a contrast, and I think it really makes it look purposeful and not like I just messed up and had to add on a panel to lengthen it. It was a really great idea and a great suggestion from Peggy, and I'm so glad that she suggested it. So this dress is an A-line, and to create the panel, I drew a trapezoid, kind of this shape, so going straight across and then continuing the angle of the A-line. And I'll try to put in a graphic here. So I had a trapezoid and then I flipped it. So I got a mirror image of the trapezoid. And right here at the bottom is the fold. And then, so I had a shape like this, and then I was able to fold it up and that fold becomes the hem. So it's this like double hem. I don't know if that makes sense at all. But it worked really well. I was kind of proud of my little hacking right there. And as soon as I get this dress washed, I will be wearing it a lot more this summer. Okay, now that I've talked about all the things that I did in May, let's talk about the stuff that's coming up. So I have 2 new patterns that I'm going to release tomorrow. Definitely sign up for the newsletter down below if you want to get notified and get all the latest details on those 2 patterns. I will also plan to post about them on here. They are 2 loungewear patterns. Super excited. I'm going to be making some variations of one of the patterns with these fabrics in the next month or so. So just come back tomorrow and get more info about that. My sale for Me Made May is still continuing. The coupon code is MMM20 off, and it will give you 20% off single PDF patterns. So bundle patterns are excluded because they're already on sale. The sale goes until the very end of May. So I'll put the coupon code and a link to the shop down in the show notes. Make sure to check it out because I probably won't be having another sale very soon. After I get my pattern released and I can kind of slow down and breathe a little bit, I'm going to be making the Slab Town backpack by Clumhouse. They very kindly sent this to me. They're based in Portland, Oregon. Oregon's my home state, if you don't know, so I'm always very fond of things from Oregon. And it's a really cool kit. It's waxed canvas, and I chose this black with a Pendleton fabric wax canvas. I'm really excited to make it. I think it'll be a really nice break from all the new pattern work I've been doing and sewing. The cool thing about the kits is that they come with all the pattern pieces cut out, and then you get zippers and leather straps, and this one also has some felt to pad the straps. Just lots of like little tools, and you get to hammer things. So I made their tote backpack last year and it was really fun. So I'm really looking forward to sewing this one up, having a new backpack, and just doing a little bit of a different craft. Well, I think that's it for my May update. I feel like I haven't done a whole lot of sewing this month, but I've been very busy behind the scenes sewing a lot of samples for the 2 new patterns. Make sure to sign up for the newsletter and then come back here tomorrow for a video telling you all about those 2 new patterns. And if you feel like supporting the channel, you can buy me a coffee. I'll put a link here and then down in the show notes. It's just a way to donate to the channel and support all of the free content and tutorials that I bring every week. I hope that you're all doing well and staying safe. Happy sewing.